Hello and welcome in this full Python 3 tutorial course 2023. In this course, you are going to learn all the basics of Python. And if you like to dive deep or to just support the channel, just check our online course, Complete Python 3 Beginner course. And don't also forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So see you in the next video. Bye-bye. So, what is Python? Python is a popular programming language, or I can say the most popular programming language, or one of the most popular programming language, and it was created by Guido van Rossum and released. The first release was in 1991, and it comes from one of my best favorite website, wqschools.com. And why do we need Python? We need Python in web development with framework like Django, Flask, Fast API, also in software development to create application, mathematics and statistics to do statistics, also machine learning, artificial intelligence, system scraping. We also, what can we do with Python? Python, you can use it on a server, as I said, in backend programming, to create web applications with Django, Flask, and Fast API. Python can be used alongside software to create workflows, also to automate software deployment in DevOps. Do you know DevOps, the buzzword? And Python can also connect with databases like SQL, NoSQL, communicate with databases, and it can also read and modify files that we also see during this course. Python can be used to handle big data and perform complex mathematics. You can solve complex mathematics issues with Python, and it's really powerful. Python can be used for rapid prototyping and production-ready software development, and also have a beautiful graphical interface with Python like Qt Python, Tkinter, and so on and so forth. Why should we learn Python? Why Python? Why not Java or why not C? Why you? Why should I advise you to learn Python? Because Python works on different platforms. So no matter if you are using Windows, Mac, Linux, Raspberry Pi, you can use the same Python code on all those platforms, the same Python code without changing anything. Python has a simple syntax similar to English language. If you see a Python code, you can easily understand what's meaning. I don't say that Python is so easy, but you can easily understand a Python code as a non-programmer. Easily understand it. It's like English, and you will see it during the course. Python has a syntax that allows developer to write programs with fewer lines than some other programming languages. Yes, that I can assure you. If you write a Java code and a Python code, we said the Java code is a little bit longer than the Python code. Like just to write a hello world, a simple hello world in Python, you just need one line. But with a language like Java, you need like 5 or 6 lines to write a simple hello world. I don't say that Python is better than Java, but I just mean like the syntax to write it. You sometimes need fewer lines to write the code on few efforts. Python runs on an interpreter, meaning that the code can be executed as soon as it is written. You don't have to wait for the code to compile and so on, like in C or Java or C++. You just run the code, because in C you have to compile your code first before it runs. In Python, you don't need to compile it. You just hide the code and run, and boom, it is just running. And that means it's also help to prototyping really fast. You can prototype a small application with Python quickly and don't have to waste time. You realize it quickly with Python, and it's also easy to use. Python can be created as a procedural way. You can use Python as a procedural way. You can use it with object-oriented way, like using with classes and object, or you can use it on a functional way. So you have different way to use Python. It is really flexible. And what's good to know, the most major version is Python 3, but I think Python 3 is the newer version. Before we had Python 2, some companies and some developers are still using them. I too have to use Python 2, but rarely, and there are just small differences between Python 2 and Python 3. You don't have to really care about it. And if you have any differences, you can just type it quickly in Google and you will see the difference quickly. Some small differences, not so big deal. And yes, but Python 2 is still secure, and yes, it's as Python 3, but Python 3 has a lot of updates, a lot of things that Python 2 doesn't have. So, and then for this course, we use Python 3, of course, because it's new software I built with Python 3. New companies work with Python 3. Almost all the companies that uses Python, I can say 90% are using Python 3. So it's really useful for us to work with Python 3. And it doesn't mean you won't understand Python 2. As long as you understand how Python 3 works, it will be also the same with Python 2. Okay? Then stay focused. See you in the next video. Bye bye.
So, my friends, let's see the tools that you need to program with Python. For each programming language, we always need a set of tools to be able to work with them. And for us, for Python 3, we need the Python 3 command shell and Python 3 installed in our desktop. It can be a Windows or a Mac or Linux. We have Python 3 for each systems. Then we will need VS Code, which is a text editor, one of the best free text editor out here. We will work with it, Visual Studio Code, but you can still choose which text editor you want to work with, like PyCharm or Sublime Text. PyCharm is also a super one of the best text editor like VS Code, and you also have Sublime Text. The advantage of VS Code is that it is free and it's not also so difficult to use as PyCharm or Sublime Text, and you can use VS Code for other programming languages. And PyCharm is also cool, but there's a paid version for it, Sublime Text 2. So you have to choose. If you are already working with PyCharm, you can just continue working with PyCharm. There will not be so a big difference. Or if you are used to Sublime Text, you can still continue with Sublime Text. Or if you have another text editor that you are already used to, you can continue with it. But I personally, I will work with Visual Studio Code. So see you, my friends, for the installation. Bye-bye. So, my friend, let's install Python 3 for Windows or Mac or Linux. Doesn't matter because almost the same. Just search Python 3. Okay. Just open the first link. Now, if you are a Windows, open the first link. Mac, Linux, just open the first link. Download. You see, they automatically choose for Windows, but if you had a Mac, you have put here for Mac, or if you don't see the Mac here, just choose here Mac or Linux and just click on download. As soon as the download completed, just double click on it. Okay, you see here we have to propose us to click to go directly with install now, but before click on here, I will propose you to click here to add Python extra to the path. It really helps when you want to use Python with the command line or your terminal. It really helps, so it's really important to add this to the path. Then click on install now. The installation is coming. Okay, let's wait a little bit. Okay, it's coming to the end. Okay, our Python 3.11 was successfully installed. Just close it, and when you search Python in your Windows bar, you see Python 3.11 is already there. You can also see here, looking at P for Python. Yes, you see, I already had Python 3.10 and I added Python 3.11. Doesn't matter, it doesn't disturb. If you had the latest version, just install the latest version. Maybe it could be Python 3.12 or Python 3.13. I don't know. Just install the latest version because the changes are not so big, and sometimes they just fix small bugs and they release a new version. So it doesn't really matter which version of Python 3 you use. Most important, it should be Python 3. So let's click on the terminal to see. Open the Python command line, and here we can directly write Python code like 1 plus 1 is equal to 3, multiply my 2 is 6. You see, you can directly write Python code. You also have this either. It is almost the same as the command line. You see, it's not so big difference. Like 3 plus 1 plus 1 equals 2, almost the same. You can also open a new file and so on and so forth. Okay, that is with the installation of Python. Let's see how to install the text editor VS Code. Bye-bye. So now we try to install our text editor VS Code. Okay, let's see VS Code. Okay, the first link or this first download link, just choose this download. Okay, if you have a Windows, choose just Windows. If you have Linux, choose one of them, or if you have a Mac, just choose this for Mac. So let us choose for Windows because I have a Windows. The downloading is starting. Okay, as soon as the download is done, just double click on it. And yes, I accept all the requirements and so on and so forth. I will create a desktop symbol. Yes, it's good to add it. Next, and then just install. Okay. Okay, the installation is done, and I will just start VS Code. Okay, our VS Code is here and ready. Let me make it bigger. Make it bigger. You can select the Windows and I type Ctrl plus. Okay, make it bigger. Right, like that. Okay, so that you can see it very well. So here is our VS Code install. And what is also nice to do is sometimes to look for extensions. And I will look for the Python extension. Okay, this first extension is really important to have it. I've already installed it. You can If you don't have this uninstalled, just click on install. When it's the first time they propose you to install it, just type on install, and it's done. Now you have your Python installed in your VS Code. Okay. So, my friend, are you ready? Let's start with our first Python code. I'm so excited. Yes. It is a simple code, a hello world code, and we will do it with Visual Studio. I will show you 2 ways to do it, to write this Python code. So the first way is to write it with the terminal. So we try to write our hello world with our Python command line. So we do it on Visual Studio Code because Visual Studio Code has an integrated terminal. Just come here on terminal and then new terminal. Okay. I will have to close this. Okay. Then to check your Python version, just write Python --version. Okay, we have here Python 3.9.12. Maybe you can have Python 3.11.12, and you can even change your Python version everywhere. So the most important, it should be Python 3. The dot after, we don't care. So now let's start Python. Just one thing. If your Python doesn't work, just try with Python 3 like that. Sometimes it is Python, other times it's Python 3. Python 3 -- version. You see, for me it's not working because Python worked, but for others it may work with Python or Python 3. Okay, so to start, just write Python or Python 3 depending on what you have. I will just type Python. Okay, now I can start to write my first program is in Python. I hope you can see it well. Otherwise, I can add here with Control plus. Okay, so the first program will be a hello world, printing a hello world. So let's write print like that. Then put parentheses, brackets, and you write hello world, hello, comma, world. Okay, then you close your bracket and you smash that enter button and whoopee! Our first hello world program is there and ready with Python. To create this Python shell mode, you just have type create like this, bracket, and then you're outside of Python. So that's the first way to write a Python code, or we can write a Python code with our folder. So let's write here, you create a file and you write the Python code in that file and you execute that file. So let's try to open a new folder. Actually, you can see here, I will create a folder for Python. We just write KapyLearn. We create a new folder, KapyLearn Python. Okay, and I will choose that folder and I will open it. Okay, the folder is open. That means I can start working. Okay, here in our folder, you can see the name of our folder here, KapyLearn Python, and in this KapyLearn Python, we try to create our first file. You can see open the terminal here, terminal, new terminal. Here you see your terminal is open. Reduce it. And if you want to make your screen like bigger, you can still write Control plus to make it bigger, or Control minus to make it smaller. Okay, then let's add a new file, our first file, and I will create it here, terminal new, this symbol here, and we call it hello pom.py. Okay, a Python code always end with this extension .py, that means py for Python, or like you want, .py to say it's a Python code, and you can see here, your code automatically detect that it's a Python code. That's why you have this symbol of Python. If you don't have this symbol, make sure you exactly wrote .py at the end, okay? And let's first start to write our first program with print. You see, I have the help of Visual Studio Code, and if you want to type this print, just type enter, or you can write PA, you can write with the tabulation, it is the same. With that tab, this here links, the tab button, or enter, then I write bracket, and I write hello world. Just have to put a comma here, hello world. Okay, I don't need any semicolon at the end, just write hello world, and okay, you got your first program. If you want to run it, you just come here, you see that run button. Here you can choose which file you want to run. Just type here on run, and it will start to run your Python code. UP start running our Python code here. Hello world. Or if you don't want to run here, if you want to run directly this hello world .p with your command line, let me clear first of all the command line with clear. Okay, then I just have to write Python. So if you want to execute it directly with your Python command line, just first write Python and then the name of the file. You see, I'm already in this folder, KapyLearn Python. If I was not in this folder, I would have to first of all go and enter in this folder with CG. Let me show you how it works. I first write CG to go back. I'm back, and first of all I have to enter in this folder to execute this code. So let me run CG KapyLearn, or Python. Then I have to execute my Python code, Python. Then I write the name of the file, hello. Then I can write the tab to finish the name, or I can write the name myself, hello.p. And if I type enter, it still works. Both of them are working. So I can either type this on button on. You see it's work. Let me clear the window. And or I can write Python hello.p. Oops. Python. I don't have this here. Hello.p. Oops, it's Python, nicht Python. I don't know what I've written here. Hello.p. You see, both of them are working, clear. Okay, now my friend, you have written your first Python code with hello world. There's an exclamation here. Okay, then Python hello world.p. UP. Okay, my friend, let's go to the next video. Bye-bye. So welcome back, and let's see how Python syntax looks like. Okay, Python work with the principle. The first principle of Python is indentation. What is indentation? Indentation is when you leave space to go at the line. So you put little bit space between your code. In other programming languages like Java or C, you just put it for beauty, but in Python, it is mandatory to put it. So you have to put it, you must put those indentation when you work in Python. And why do we need indentation? It is to separate block of codes. Let me show what I mean. Let's create a new Python file. I will call it syntax dot py. Okay, and let's create a code. Let's write a code. Our first code is just a simple print hello world, print hello world, hello world. Okay, let's run this print hello world. Okay, you see the print hello world is working, and you have not seen it yet, but just imagine you had like a condition and they print hello world, or we should print something when that condition is true. Okay, we just hide if like maybe like 2 is bigger than 1. Don't have to understand it now, just see how it works. Then when we go at the new line, you see Visual Studio Code has already made the indentation for us. It is this first space. If it is not automatic, you just put 4 space here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and you can start to write what you wanted, like print this and indentation. Okay, so this means this block of code belongs to this if. If you put it here at the beginning, we have an error because after the if, you should have a code, and this code belongs to this if. Okay, this indentation means, okay, this print belongs to the if. And if you don't want to do like 4 space like that, you can tap the tabulation button. You can click on it, on this tabulation, and it also make that 4 steps for you. It is really important. In other programming languages like C or Java, you don't have to do it, but we just do it for beauty, for the beauty of the code, but we are not obliged to do it. But in Python, we are obliged to do it. And then if you hide another code here, print outside, and you see this print does not belong to the if, but this one, this print with it is an indentation, belongs to this if. If you want to write another code that belongs to this if, you have to put it here. Let me copy it. Print. So we are still inside. Okay, let's run the code. You see, hello world, it is inside, still inside, and then it's outside. Let's write a condition that is not true. Let's say if 1 is bigger than 2, that is definitely not true. So let's run this. You see, only the first part, hello world, and the last one, it is outside, is executed, because this is only executed when this condition is true, and as the condition is not true, it's not executed. And indentation can be with multi-level. So if I write another condition here, if 3 is bigger than 2, and this if belongs to this one here, and then if you write another code, you see the code that belongs to this if here, if, just write the print that is still an indentation. So it is really important to make those indentation, and you can easily understand that this print here belongs to this if, and this if, oops, and this if here belongs to this one. So it is really important to know and to understand how the Python works, and I think it is the main rule. If you understand this rule, you understand the Python code. Python code is the only rule you have to master in Python, at least this rule. And it is as simple as you see. If you want to say this code belongs to this one, to this block, this code belongs to this block, just put the indentation. And if you have more indentation, that means you have a multi-level of codes that belongs to another level of code. Okay, so it is really important to understand it, and it is the only rule of Python. As simple as you can see, you don't need any semicolon, any brackets, any comma, nothing. You just need to respect all those indentation rules, and you are done, you are well, you are fine with Python. Okay, let's continue with comments. See you. Bye-bye. So let's see how to create a comment in Python. What's a comment? A comment is a code that Python ignores. So when it's run, Python doesn't see or doesn't take care of that part of the code. Okay, and how to create it? We have two types of comments. We have single line comment and we have multiple line comments. So let's start with the single line comment. It is just start with the hashtag, and all the code or all the text that will be in this hashtag, in this line, will be ignored by Python. So let's start. This is just the comment. Okay, this is just the comment, and maybe if you execute the code, you see this part of the code was not taken in consideration by Python, and that is a single line of code. Okay, let's now let's add another comment. This is another comment. Okay, you see it is still ignored by Python. And if you want to write a comment in multiple line, like a text, a document, like Python, let's just add here quotes, 3 quotes, 1, 2, 3, and all the text that will be inside here will be ignored by Python. Okay, not this is a comment. Let's go new line, and it will be ignored by Python. Okay, and let's run the code. You see, okay, this is a single line comment, and this one is a multiple line comment. Okay, now you know how to do a comment in Python. So let's start with variables in Python. What is actually a variable? A variable is just a container that stores a value. Okay, it keeps a value for you. It's very kind, and after when you need that value, you can use that value. Okay, let's create a new Python file. Let's say variable variable.py. Okay, and let's create our first variable. Let's say x equals like 5 and y equals like my name, Donald. Okay, and that's it. X is a variable, y is also a variable. So, and if you want to show that the value of that variable, if you want to use it, let's say print x to show our variable x, or print y to show us our variable. You see, when we want to show a variable, we don't put quotes here, because if you put quotes, it's no more a variable, it is now a text. So you have to remove the quotes, and you see the color has also changed when we put quotes and when there is no quotes. You have to pay attention to it. And let's run our code. You see, x is 5 and y is Donald. There is another way to declare multiple variable, like to assign multiple variable. Let's say you create a variable a, and then we have a variable b, and then we have a variable c, and we can say like that: a is Donald, b, we put the comma, b is Angel, and C is rice. Okay, then that means for this tonal goes with A, this angel goes with B, this rice goes with C. And let's try to show it. Let's say print A, print B, then print C. So let's run it. See, A is Donald, B is Angel, C is rice, and let's also try to declare multiple variable with the same value. Let's say G, then equals G equals E equals F, and that is all of them are orange. So if we want to show what is G, what is E, and what is F, you see, all of them have the same value and it is orange. So when we want to assign multiple value within the same line, when we want to assign the same value in the same line with multiple variable, it is like that. So I hope you liked it. There's other things you have to know again about variables, but we see it when we know how to work with arrays. So the way to output is just to say a small print and we are done with it. So let's see the next lesson. Bye bye. So my friend, let's see some rules that we should take care when we create a name of a variable. Okay, what are those rules? The first rule is a variable must start with a letter, either a capital letter or a lowercase letter, or an underscore. Okay, let me show you. When you want to give the name of a variable, you can start with a name like a or an underscore. Let me write the underscore. Here's the underscore. Only those three types are allowed, and that means the variable name cannot start with a number like this or a special character like plus. It can't. It can't. So only a number or a character. Okay. Then a variable can also only contain alphanumeric characters and underscores. What do I mean by that? Alphanumeric, that means like A or B, small b, or a letter or a number, but the number can start with a number. The number can come after, no problem, but it can start with a number, and it can also have an underscore. Okay, here are those rules. And now when we have a variable with multiple name, when we have a variable with multiple name, like let's say the city name, the name of the city name, you can write it in different ways. There are three principal ways to write a variable with multiple words. Let's say city name. That's the first way to write it, and this way is called the camel case. Let me comment it. City name. So how is it? It starts with the lowercase letter. See, C. The C is small, the lowercase, and then the second word starts with a capital letter, and this is called camel case. Another way to write the name of the variable with multiple words is the Pascal case. Let's say it starts with a capital letter, city name, and this is the Pascal case. So this Pascal case start with a capital letter, and the second word is also with a capital letter. And the last way to write a variable with multiple words is the snake case. And this is that both of them are lowercase city, but the second word is separated with an underscore, city name, and all of them are in lowercase. And let's say that is snake case. My favorites are this camel case. Let's put a heart here, and this snake case. Snake case. Let's also put a heart here. So both of them are my favorites. I usually use either the camel case way or the snake case way, but the Pascal case is also allowed, no problem. It doesn't mean you must write like that, but it's advised to write it like that. Okay, you can write it like you want or something like that. City name, but you see, it's not beautiful. It's not. We directly feel you are not a pro, and in this course, I want you to be a Python pro developer. So I want to show you these ways. It makes no sense. Okay, so now you know how to write, how to create, or how to name a variable like a Python pro. And let me show you something again. If you write this name like uh, my name is Donald,
And if you write this, my name is Angel, both of them are different. Those two variables are different because the first mine is the second mine is a capital letter and the third is a lowercase letter. Okay, that means Python is case sensitive. That means you don't have to mess up with the case of the letters. If it's a capital letter, write a capital letter. If it's not a capital letter, write a small case or write a lower case letter. You have to take care of pay attention. Otherwise, you have to sleep the whole night. You will have to stay away the whole night to find a bug, and you find that hey, the bug was that my M or my Y was a small case or what was a capital letter, and I wrote a small case letter. So how you have to pay attention to those small details. Okay, see you in the next video. So my friend, welcome back. Let's start with data types in Python. What are the different types that we have in Python? You will see it in this part of the video. Okay, let's go. We have first of all the text type. It is the type that we use for text like a name, a text, a presentation, a phrase. We use the text type and it is called string in Python and it is str. Okay. The next type that we have are numeric types. We work with numbers. You have int, they are natural numbers. You have float, they are real numbers, and you have complex for complex numbers. Then we work with sequence types, lists, tupples, and range. You will see the difference during the next videos. You have mapping types, dictionaries. It's called dic. You have set types, set and frozen set. We won't really work with them, but it's good to know. You have Boolean types. It's called bool. It is either true or false. You have binary types, bytes, byte array, memory view. We won't also work with them too much, but they will be important during the files part. And you have non-types, it is called just none. Okay. In the next videos, we will try to work in depth with all those different types. See you. Bye bye. So my friend, let's start with numeric types in Python. In Python, we have three numeric types. We have int, float, and complex. All of them are for numbers when you want to work with numbers. Int is for positive and negative numbers without decimals. Float is for positive and negative numbers with decimals. And complex is for numbers with an imaginary part. Okay? So how to define them and how to use them, let me show it to you right now. So let's first of all create a new Python file. I will call it number var.py, and let's define our first variable x equals 1 or 3. Let me comment it. That is an int. Y equals 2.5. That is a float. And z equals 3 plus 1 g. This g means the imaginary part. Okay, that means 1 is the imaginary part.
that is a complex. For those who don't know what a complex number is, don't really worry, we won't work with it so much, but it is actually a number who has a real part and an imaginary part, okay? So let's try now to check the type of those variables with the keyword type. So type, the type of the variable. Okay, so let's print it. Print type of x. Then let's print the type of y and print the type of z. Okay, let's save it and let's run our code. So let's say Python number first.py, and you can see x has the type int, float, y has the type float, and z has the type complex. Now we are done with numbers in Python. Let's see another data type. Bye bye. Okay, now let's see the string data type. So the string is for text and it is surrounded either with simple quotation or with double quotation, and we also have a multiple line string variable. So let me show you how it works. Let's create a new Python file, string var.py. Let me rename it. Okay, then let's define a string variable with a single quote. So we have here my name is a single quote, Donald. Then we can also define it with a double quote like this. The city is Stanford. Double quote, or we can also have multiple line text. So the description here we use three quotes like a comment, but it's now to assign a screen. You can use double quotes or single quotes. Let me use double quotes. We can now add the description. Hello, welcome to my new Python code. Okay, so now that we have the description, it's like this. You can still print the type, or let me add another multiple line quotes with single quotes. So we have here the story equals, okay, here is my story. I hope you like it. Okay, so now that we have all those different variables, let's check their types. So print type of name, print type of city, print type of description, and print type of story. What was it? Story, yes. Okay, let's run it. Okay, all those different types are screen. Okay, so let's continue. So my friend, now let's see the Boolean types. What are Booleans? Their keywords is actually bool in Python. They represent two values, true or false. So it is really important to know them because we use them during conditions, during loop, during making comparison between two things. And let me show you how it works. So let's open a new file and we create a bool vars.py. The simple bool is x equals true or y equal false. As easy as you can see. We can also define a Boolean through a condition with operation. Let's see an example. Set equals so is bigger than 1. Simple example. We see in depth operators later, but let's just see these two greater than 1 is a condition. And it's also a Boolean. It is either true or false. Let's add another one. P equals 3 equals 4. So here we are saying that 3 is equals to 4. Let's check the different types. Print type of x, print type of y, print type of z, print type of p, and let's show the value of z and p. So print z and print p. Let's run our code. You can see the type of x is bool, 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 and bool is y, z, and p. And you have true for z, and you have false for p. That's how it works with Booleans in Python. So easy as you can see. Bye-bye. So my friend, now let's start with the sequence type. And the first sequence type that we handle is list. Okay, what's a list? We use list actually to store multiple items in a single variable. So we have only one variable, and in that variable we store multiple values. Okay, and let's see how it works. So let's create a sequence P. Okay, let's create our first list, students, a list of students. So let's say here we open it and write the first name of the student, my name, Donald, and then the next student is Angel, the next is Peter. So it's actually our list of students, and this variable students is a list. So let's check it. So print type of students, and then also print the students. And we can also print only one item of students. Let's say we want to print the first element, that means Donald. So we write with the square brackets, we write the first element. The first element is always 0, then the second one is 1, the third one is 2, you can see. Okay, so we use the square brackets at this level. You write the name of the variable, then you open the square brackets and you write the index of the element. 0 stay for Donald. Okay, and let's also print the whole list. Print students. Okay, let's see on. So we can see type of student, it is a list. Here we printed the whole list, all the students, and with this, the last one, we only printed the name of one student, the first element of the list. Okay, that's how we work with lists. And we also have to retain that the list are ordered, so they have an order. Donald is the first element, Angel is the second one, and we can change them. We come in depth with those lists later. Okay, bye bye. So let's continue with the second type of sequence types. So a tuple. What's a tuple? A tuple is also a variable that stores multiple items, but we see the difference between a tuple and the list. The difference that we can change the value of list items, but we can't change the values of tuple items. Okay, so tuple is unchangeable, but the list is changeable. And another, what they have in common is that they are all ordered. Okay, both tuple and list are ordered, but tuples are unchangeable and lists are changeable. So let's see how we create a tuple. So I will continue here. So here you will say students. I write tuple to make sure it is tuple. Okay, and that's it. Still equals. Now we have normal brackets. The first name is Donald. The second name is Angel. The third name is Peter. Okay, let's try to check it. Print type of student tuples, then print student tuple, and let's just print the first element. Print student tuple. The first element is still with square brackets, so and it is still 0. So let's try to run it. So you can see student tuple is a tuple, and you can see different element of that tuple, And we can also see how to get the first element of the tuple. So let's try to do something. Let's try to change the value, the first value of the list and the first value of the tuple. So student equals students 0 equals chief, and then let's change the first value of the tuple to see the difference. Student tuple of 0 equals Steve. So let's see in action. Let's run the code. Okay. For the list, you can see now the first element is Chief and it's no more Donald. But for the tuple, we have an error in line 10. And in line 10 is where we try to change the value of the tuple. So that's why I said the tuple is unchangeable, but the list is changeable. So we can change the value once it is defined. So let's remove it and let's run the code again. Okay, we still have our list with Steve that is changed, and we have our tuple. Okay, see you in the next video. So my friend, now let's start with another data type. It is a set. What is a set? A set is still a variable that stores multiple variables, but the difference between a set and sequence type is that a set is not ordered, but sequence types are ordered, like a list is ordered, a tuple is ordered, a range is ordered, but a set is not ordered. And a set is also unchangeable as a tuple. So set is not ordered and a set is also unchangeable. So let's see how to create a set in Python. So here we create our new file setvars.py. Okay, and let's create our set my students. Okay, for set we need curly braces. Okay, let's open the first curly braces. Okay, now then the name is Donald, Angel, and what was the last name? I think it was Peter. Okay, so now let's print the type of my students. Let's print also my students. Well, the problem here is that we can't show the first element of my students because my students is not ordered. Okay, we have to use another way to access the different element, but they are not ordered, so we can print the first element. Okay, so let's try to print this first of all. You can see my students, it is a set, and here's the list: Angel, Peter, Donald. And you can also remark that it is no more the same as how we created it. It started now with Angel, but we created it with Donald. Okay, so you can see that it is not ordered. And if you try to reach like the first element, let's say my students 0, we have here an error that set object is not subscriptable. So we can access one element That's also the reason why we can change it, because we can access an element. Actually, to access one element or each item of a set, we have to use a loop, and we will see it maybe later. Okay? Bye-bye. So, my friend, let's see the next data type, the mapping type, the dictionaries. Let's start with dictionary. What's a dictionary? A dictionary is still a variable that stores value in a key value pairs. Okay, let's say a student has a name, an age, a American number. All those information are stored in the same variable as a dictionary. A dictionary is changeable. That means you can change the name or the age or the American number of the student, but depending on the version, a dictionary can be ordered or not ordered. It is ordered when it starts with version 3.7 and later, and it is not ordered when it is version 3.6 and earlier. So you have the middle is 3.7. When it is later version, then it is ordered, and when it is an earlier version, then it is not ordered. Just remember like that. It's not also a big deal because we don't really care if a dictionary is ordered or not ordered, but it is good to know. Okay, so let's see how to check our Python version to see if our dictionary will be ordered or not ordered, and see how we also define a new dictionary. So let's clear the console. Okay, and let's check our Python version. Oops, quit. So we write, let's clear, we write Python -- version. So I have the version 3.9. That means it is ordered. If you have version 3.5 or 3.4, that means it is not ordered, but it is not really a big deal. As I said, that's why you have different versions that all the changes with small bugs and small changes. That's the small difference between the different versions. But to know if a dictionary is ordered or not ordered is not really a big deal because we won't really need it. Okay, so let's create a new file to create our dictionary. So gclass.py. So let's create our student, my student, or just student, equals curly brackets. Let's define the first key. The name is Donald. The age 16. I'm not 16 years old. Okay. Then the magical number. Magical. Yes, use a float to say that we can use multiple values to store. So 3.5. Okay. So now let's print first of all the type of our dictionary, type of our student, and then let's print our student. Now let's try to print the value of the name. Okay, so the name is the key and its value is Donald. So let's print the value of our key name. So print student, open the square bracket and write the name of our key in quotes, double quotes, I think. So I don't think that it will change if you write a single quote. It's not a big deal. Okay, you can write it with two quotes or only one quote. So you can write it with double quotes or only single quotes, but I will really advise you to write it with double quotes. Okay, now we have to print let's say we want to print only the keys, so it is students dot keys, open the brackets and close them, and then let's say we only want to see the values, print student values. Okay, let's run it. Nice. Now we can see that our students is a dictionary. Let's see its value, the whole value, then the value of the name is Donald, then the list of the keys, you see, only have the keys here, and the list of the values, we also have the values, and that's how we can work with dictionary in Python. Okay, I hope you like it. So now let's work with data types and casting them. What is casting? To cast a data type is to tell Python, hey, I'm a programmer, I want this variable to be a string or an int or a float or a complex. That's how you comment Python, and Python doesn't comment you. So you force Python to has one specific data type because you say, hey, I am the programmer here and nobody can comment me. Okay, so let's see how we can cast data types to force Python or impose him specific data types for a variable. Okay, let's create a new file. It's called cast var.py. Okay, let's create our first variables that we work with them. We have x equals 3, y equals 2.5, third equals 2 plus 2 yard, name equals Donald, and is cool equals true. Okay, so now let's print the type of x. It will be an integer, and let's force Python to say that, hey, x is now a string, x must be a string. Okay, to cast we say x equals string str x, and now let's print again the type of x. Okay, let's run our code. You see, for the first time, let's clear the console. First of all, let's run again. You see, for the first time, this is an integer. You can see here int, and after the casting, x is now a string. Okay, now let's print it. Print x and print x. So let's see the value. Okay, you can see that x is still 3 here, and after the cast x is still 3, but the data type is now a string, and it was previously an integer. Okay, so now let's try with y. We have y here. Let's print the type of y. Let's transform y to a string. So that is casting. Okay, and let's show the new value of y after the casting. Okay, let's run. You see, still the same. Y was a float, and now y is a string. So what is interesting, let's say now y must be an integer. Let's run. Woo! That's to be interesting. Y was a float, it was 2.5, and now we casted y to be an integer, and now its value is 2. Why? Because we said an integer is a number without decimals. That's why y doesn't have any decimals after 2. Okay, that's really important to know, and that can really change everything. Let's test it with set and here set. Let's run. Okay, so we can cast a complex to a number. So sometimes it is not possible to cast because it also makes no sense how we cast. We take the real part, we take the imaginary part. So it is important to know that not all the type are capable to be cast. Okay, so now I wanted to show you how is it about Boolean when we try casting, and it's really interesting. So let us put y as before, and let us directly print what we casted here. So print, and I will comment this part 1, 2, 3, multiple line comment, because I don't want to use it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I have commented this part. So let's now work only with the Boolean casting because it is really interesting. Trust me. So let's say bool of x. X was actually 3, or x is actually 3 because it did change. So let's run it. So let me clear first of all here. Let's indicate. You see, x is true when required to change it to a Boolean. And what about 0? 0 is false. Okay, what about a screen that has a text? It is true. What about a screen that doesn't have any text? It is false. What about a list that has an element? It is true. What about a list that doesn't have any elements? It is false. So this bool is really powerful when you want to check if a number is 0, if a string is empty, if a list is empty, if a tuple is empty, and so on and so forth. Okay, that's really powerful, and you can see the power of casting. And casting also, number is also really important when you want to cast a number to a screen. Like maybe you want to print the number with the screen, you have to cast it first of all before using it, or when we take the input of a user and we want to cast it to a number before working with it. Casting is really important in Python, and it helps you to comment your code and to impose that, hey, I am the one who comments everything here. I'm the boss here. I'm the developer through casting. Okay? Bye-bye. So, my friend, welcome back. Today we are going to work with operators in Python. And what is actually an operator? An operator is used to perform an operation with variables or values. So, which operators do we have? We see it in this video. So, let's go. Let's open VS Code and create a new file. Operators.py. Okay. The first operator we see is the plus. Okay. So, how do we use the plus? Print 5 plus 10. Okay, so let's run it. Okay, 15. I'm sure you knew it. Okay, I'm sure you knew it. So as the plus, we also have the minus, then the multiplication, then we have the division, okay, then we have a special character that I will explain this one, the modulo, then modulo 5. What does the modulo do? The modulo just gives the rest of the division of 10 divided by 5, okay? The rest of the division is 0. That's why you have 10 modulo 5 equals 0, okay? We also have the exponentiation like that, okay? So stars is for exponent, okay? You see, if you count, you see here it is 5 zeros. And the last one is also a division, but with 2 slashes, okay? So what's the difference between those two divisions? Let's do like 10 divided by 3. It gives us 3, and 10 divided by 3 with only 1 slash give us 3.3333. So do you already see the difference between the single slash and the double slashes? Okay, so that was the arithmetic operators. In the next video, we will see another type of operator. See you later. So we have already seen arithmetic operators. Now let's see assignment operators. Assignment operators are actually used to assign values to a variable. Okay, let's see the first assignment. You already know it is just equals. X equals 2. Okay, that's the first assignment. Our variable, let's save it. I don't know why. Okay, the indentation. All right. Okay, the first assignment operator is equal. We also have this x plus equals 2, that actually means x equal x plus 2. Let's run it to see. So I have to print it so that you can see how x changes. Print x. So let's run it again. You see, x equals 4. So x plus equals 2 is equivalent to x equals x plus 2. Okay? The same way we have it with minus here 2. And then multiplication the same way, and so on and so forth. Okay, with all other types that you know. So let's try this one. That actually means x multiply x equals x multiplied by 2. Okay, x was already 2. Let's say x is now 3. Okay, you see, x is now 6. All right, that was it with the assignment operators. Let's see another operator types in the next video. So my friend, now let's see another type of operators. You have comparison operators. Okay, they are used to compare two values. So let's create another variable y equal to 5. Okay, and let's compare. The first comparison operator is equals. Let's check if x equal to y. So let's run it. So you can see give us false because x is not equal to y. So let's change the value of y to 6 and let's try to run it again. Nice. You can see x is now equal to y. So another type of operator is not equal, like this. So it is false. We also have greater than. So we also have less than. So greater or equal, greater than or equal to y. So yes, because x is greater than or equal to y. You can see x is actually 6 and y is 6. That means x is greater or equals to y. So let's not say less than or equals to y. It will also be true because x is actually equals to y. Okay, now let's add another type of operator. We call them logical operators. They are used to combine two conditional statements. So let's say we want to make here two comparison. So we want to compare if x is less than y and just write n logically. Okay, and x is n x is bigger than y. So we take both of them, and as both of them are false, the n we also give false. So n is called a logical operator. We also have or. And we also have, let's say we have here x is less than or equals to y, or x is bigger than y. Then it will be obviously true because this part is already true, and with it or only one part must be true. Okay, so the last logical operator we have is also not. Not is actually for negation. So let's say I want the whole contrary of all these conditions. I will just add not at this level to say that I want the opposite of this result. Okay, let's run it. False. So this part is actually true because x is actually less than or equal to y, and with the not it gives us false because the whole condition was true and not true is false. So okay, I hope you understand it. Otherwise, you will check it on the quiz. See you later. So my friend, we also have other operators specific to Python, and let's see them. Okay, we want to see those other operators on other programming languages, but they are specific to Python. The first type of operator I want to show is identity operators. They are used to say if two variables are the same, are completely the same. Let's say we have A equals 5, B equals A, and C equals 5. Actually, you can see B is also 5, C is 5, and A is 5. But if you want to ask B is A, it will return true, but B is not C and A is not C. So let's check. So print. Let's first comment this part. So let's ask if A is B. Let's ask if print B is C. Let's ask if C A is C. So let's run it to check. So we can see that this is key returns true when they are the same objects. Okay, so that's why all of them are true, because all of them are the same object, especially with numbers. Doesn't matter too much, but let's try to change it with lists. We have a list here like Donald and Angel, and let's say here the same name, Donald and Angel. So let's run it now. You can see that A is actually B, but B is not C and A is not C. Okay, so those identity operators, they are not so used in Python, but it's good that you know them, you know how to use them, and you know what it means. With numbers, they actually works. You could see A was B, B was C, and A was also C, but with things like list and dictionary, you have to really pay attention to those identity operators. So now we can also say is not, and we return true, of course. Okay. Another type of operator I wanted to show to you is the membership operator. It helps to check if an object belongs to a sequence. Okay, a sequence can be a list, a tuple, a range. Okay, and you have to check if an object or an element belongs to that sequence. Let's check if Donald belongs to this array of R. So let's comment this again. So for that membership operator, we use the keyword in. So let's check if Donald in A. Okay, let's run it. You can see that Donald is in A because Donald is an element of this array. So let's remove the G of Donald and let's run it again. You can see that now it is false. So let's try with Angel. Okay, you can see that it is true, and the opposite is actually not in, like English. Okay, all right. That's all the other type of operators. We also have bitwise operators, but we really don't use it. Okay, don't really worry about it. It is those and or they do bitwise operations, but we won't use it, and I will put the link down below so that you can check on it if you're interested in. Bye bye. So my friend, Python has a set of built-in math functions that we use to perform mathematical tasks. Okay, and we will see those functions in this video. Let's go. Let's first of all create a new file. We call it mathwork.py. Okay, and now let's say x equal mean. That is our first math function. Mean 5, 10, 6, and then y equal to max 4, 3, 6, 8. So let's print x and y, print x and print y. So let's try to run it. As you can see, x is actually 5 because the minimum between 5, 10, and 6 is 5, and y is actually 8 because the maximum between 4, 3, 6, and 8 is actually 8. So let's see another math function. It is called ABS for absolute. Okay, so x equals ABS for absolute of minus 3.25. Okay, now we have x equals to 3.25 because the absolute returns the absolute or the positive value of the specified number. Let's see another math function. It's called POW. So y equals 10, y equal to pour 10,5. So let's run this. You can see. So his equivalent, we have already seen it, is 10 multiply 2 times multiplication. That means exponent, okay? 10 exponent 5. That's the same. That's actually the same. So another math module we have actually in Python a module. What's a module? We see it later, but we can use the biggest math module. It's called math, and we can import it to start working with it. Import math. So this math is actually a module, and we will see what's a module later. For now, let's know that if you want to work with other mathematical functions, you have to import this like that. Okay, so let's use another mathematical function. It is called square t for square root. So let's say x equals math point square root of 16. So it is actually 4. Okay, we also have the side. So x equal to math psi 1 or 2.4, and also let's first of all run it. You can see the side returns the rounds of a number to the greatest one. So you can see 0.4 is actually 3, and let's carry x equal math floor 0.4. So let's run it. As you can see, we also have the rounded number, but now the smaller one. So the side is for rounded with a bigger one, and the floor is for rounded number with a smaller one. So you have to retain it like that. The latest math constant, this one is not a function, but it's the constant. So it is p math point p. You return us the value of p. Okay, it is that 3.14159. Okay, and so on and so forth. Okay, so I hope you liked it, and we continue working with this math module on other sections, so you have to really understand it. Okay, see you later. So now we want to work a little bit with screen. We want to see some special function for screen, some special method for screens, and they will be very useful when we want to work with those screens. So let's start. Let's create here a new file. Let's call it screen method .py. Okay, let's see all the different methods that we can use with string. So the first thing that we can do with string is to slice that string. Okay, let's say we have a name equals, I will write my whole name, Donald Capio. Let's say we just want a part of the name. Let's say starting from N to O, then we just print like this, print name, open the square bracket, where the starting position is with N. So N is at the position 0, 1, 2. So we have here 2 point, and now we want to stop here. That's how it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's say like 11. And let's test it. Okay, you can see we have gotten it. Okay, we sliced it. Let's say you can also count it on the reversed way. So let's count it from here, from the end, 1, 2, 3. So that means instead of 11, we can write -3. Okay, and that will be actually the same way. Donald Capi. Okay, that's not nice like a name, but we know how to slice a string in Python. So let's see another way to modify a string. We can put the whole string in uppercase. That would be name dot upper. It's a method, and let's print it to see. Oh, we have the name in the uppercase. So let's put it in the lowercase. Lower. Nice. And let's replace a letter with another one. Let's replace O. Let's replace O with A. It is in quotes, O with A. So now my name is Donald Kapya. Okay, that's nice. I'm playing with my name, but it's okay. So let's also split. Split means we want to transform it into an array. So let's split it to transform it into a list. Split with no parameters. Just split the name. We can split it with an information here. What is the element that we should consider for the splitting? Let's say we use O to split. Let's run it. You can see everywhere it finds O, it splits the name. Okay, we can also concatenate. That means add two names or add two string. Let's say name plus name. You can also add them. It is possible in Python. You can see. Let's say the N with the space. Let's run it again. So as you can see, we can add two strings in Python. Okay. So we can also format them when we want to print them. Let's say we have here an age. It is equal 15. And we want to print it on a formatted way. Your age is, then you have to open the curly braces, and after the comma, we put the name of the variable age. This is not 20. Let's on it. Nice. Okay, your age is 15. So now, oops, here it is instead. Boom, format. Not the comma, it is point format. Okay, so after the quotes, it is point format, not the comma, it is point format, that you can replace. Okay, now it is it's correct. So your age is 15. If you have two curly braces, you can add two variables, age, and you can add a text like 5. See, it works like that, so easy as you can see. If you want to add an integer to a string of with the plus, you have to cast the integer before adding it. So let's print it. Name plus. So let's first of all cast our integer value to a string age before we can print it. Okay, nice, 15. So you can format it that way, or if you cast all of them before printing them. It is up to you how you want to print them. I actually advise you to print them using this formatting way because it really helps you sometimes to avoid casting. So I will rather cast like this. Print name plus, let's say we want to add something like that. Dot format, then I add age. So let's run it. Yes, it's working. This one can work, the other one can work too. So both of them are working. It's up to you what you prefer. I personally sometimes use this string plus string, or I format it like that. Okay, it depends on you, and it depends also of what you want to achieve at the end. So let's run it. Nice, both of them are working the same way. I hope you like that. Formatting of string is really important to know them because you will really work with them. So continue working hard like that. See you later. So my friend, let's say now you want to communicate with the user. So you work with the user input. You want to take information from the user. You have to take in. How will you do it? You will use input in Python. Okay, so let's create quickly a new Python file. Input user.py. So let's say we want to take the name of the user. We will say name equals input. So let's ask, what's your name? And let's just print the result. So your name, or let's just say hi plus name. So the input will always give us a value of type string. If you want to use it that value as an integer or as a float, we have to cast it as I showed you in the previous video. Okay, we always have a value of type string with the input. That's really important to know. So let's run this quickly. What's your name? My name is Donald. Okay, hi Donald. It's not so beautiful. Let's put here 2 point and then a little bit space. So let's run it again. So what's your name? My name is actually Donald. So now it's beta. Now let's say we need to have the age equals input what's your age. Okay, now we have the age. Let's put super and a space. That age you have to cast it. Okay, let's now say age equals, let's cast it to an integer int age. We always need to cast the values like that so that we can keep the real data type that we need. We wanted age to be an integer, that's why we have to cast it as an integer. Okay, so let's print it. Print age. What's your name? My name is Donald. Hi Donald, what's your age? I'm 15. Okay, you see? Now, let's say we want to print the age with the text, like say you are like 15 years old. So we put it here. You are, let's close the quotes, then plus. We cannot add a string to an integer. That means we still have to cast again that integer to a string. So with str age plus, let's put again the space, years old. So let's run it. Your name, my name is Donald. Your age, I'm 16 years old. So nice. You are, let's put a space here. Nice. Let's run it again. So your name, my name is Donald. Your age, I'm 17 years old. Nice. Now you can see you are 17 years old. Okay, nice. That's what we call user input. It enables you to communicate with the user. Hope you like it. See you in the next video. Bye bye. Hello, I hope you are doing well. Today we are going to work with conditions. It actually helps us to execute a part of the code depending on the value of the condition. So let's first of all create a new file, condition.py, and let's create two variables, a equals to 5 and b equal to 4. And let's compare those two variables, and depending on the result, we say if A is bigger than B or if A is not bigger than B. So let's first of all write the first condition. It is with the keyword if to write the condition, and for that we have to use our comparison operators mixed with our logical operators. It depends on the use. Okay, so let's first of all write our first condition with the comparison operator. If A is bigger than B, so we want just to print A is bigger than B. Okay, so now let's try to run it. As you can see, A is actually bigger than B. That's why we could print it. So let's try to change the value of A and B. B is now 5. So let's run it. As you can see, there is nothing here. Let me clear the console and run it again so that you can actually see that nothing comes, because this part of code is not executed because this condition is not true. So that's why we have to use another keyword. It is the else keyword. That means when the first condition is not true. So let's write this code, and don't forget to also put this point at the end. So else, let's print A is not bigger than B. So let's try to run it again. Super. As you can see, A is not bigger than B, and let's try to change it again. 5 and 4. Let's run. Super. A is bigger than B. Where is it with condition? Let's see another part in the next video. Bye bye. So now we want to see another keyword that is also really important in Python. It is the else if keyword. So just imagine we want to add another condition, like to check if A is equal to B. So we use another keyword, and that keyword is else if, and we actually write it else if like that, and we can add the condition A equal B. So let's just print A is equal to B. Okay, so let's try to run it. As you can see, we still have A is bigger than B, but let's put B is equal to 5. Let's run it again. As you can see now, we have the A is equal to B. That means this part of the code is executed. Let me clear the console again, and let's run it again. Okay, as you can see, A is equal to B. That is it with the keyword else if. So see you in the next video. So now I wanted to show you some cool things about Python with conditions that you could use. So the first thing is the shorthand if. So let's say you have only one condition and you want to write it so in one line or something on a smart way. Let's say you just want to print if A is bigger than B in one line. You can just write it like that. If A is bigger than B, then just print it. Print A is bigger than B. Okay, that's one thing. So let's try it. I will just try to comment or to make that A is bigger than B, and you have, as you can see, A is bigger than B, A is bigger than B. The first A is bigger than B is this one, and the second A is bigger than B is the second one. So let me add the smart way here that we can see the difference. Okay, as you can see, the second one is the smart one. So let's see, let's comment this one, and let's say we have an if else. So let's say print A is bigger than B if A is bigger than B, else just print B. So just print A is not bigger than B. So smart, like you were just speaking English, okay? So if A is bigger than B, so print A is bigger than B. If A is bigger than B, else print A is not bigger than B. So let's try to run it. As you can see, I will add smart and smart, so that you can see that it is a smart way that we have written it. So A is bigger than B, smart. Here, let me clear the console. Let's run again. Super. As you can see, A is actually bigger than B on the smart way. So let's change the value here. 4 and B is equal to 5. As you can see, A is not bigger than B on the smart way. You can hide the else if on the smart way it's not possible. But if you want to have like condition, you can still add else. You can still add another condition here. Else here else print A is equal to B smart. So you just add another condition. If A is equal to B, and then else again. So that's how you can add the else if. So let's print A is bigger than B smart if A is actually bigger than B, else print A is equal to B if A is equal to B, else print A is not equal print A is not bigger than B smart. So let's run it. As you can see, it still works. And let's say that A is equal to B. As you can see, A is equal to B smart. So last thing I wanted to show you is logical operation. So you can just add another logical operation here. If A is bigger than B, and or A is less than B, so let's print A is not equal to B, else let's print A is equal to B. Okay, that's just how you can add another or inside. It could be or and both of them are working. Is A is equal to B, or is A is bigger than B, or A is less than B, could be replaced with, let me comment it, A is not equal to B. Both of them are the same. So now you know how to write a shorthand if condition, if else, and how to add logical operators. Logical operators that we have, we also had, let me add logical, let me add it as a comment. We have A we have and, or, and not. Okay, those are the logical operators that you could possibly use if you want. Okay, so we are done with this part. Let's see another part in the next video. Bye bye. So let's start with loops in Python. A loop enables you to execute a part of a code as long as a condition is true. And in Python, you have two types of loops. You have the while loop and the for loop. And let's see how it works. So let me first of all create a new file, loop.py, and say loops, and have the while loop. And for loop. Okay, now let's say we have an e, our variable is equal to 5, and let's start with 1, and let's run a condition that will print hello as long as e is less than 10. So let's say y written like this, y is less than 10. So let's print hello with the amount of time you printed it. So hello e times, and after let's say dot format. Okay, and let's say e. Okay, here we have it, and then let's add 1 to e so that e increases each time. Otherwise, we have this print that will never end. We always have to add something to e so that the condition could stop one day. Okay, so let's say e plus equal 1. That also means e is actually equal to e plus 1. So those two instructions are the same. Just wanted to use it as you start to be used to. Okay, so let's run our code. As you can see, we have it hello 1 times, 2 times, 9 times. Let's say we want it 20 times. Okay, 19. If you want to print 22, you have to say less than or equal to 20. Nice. Okay, that's it with the while loop. Let's see the follow in the next video. Bye bye. So now let's deal with the for loop. The for loop actually helps you to iterate over a sequence. As sequences, we already know we have a list, we have a tuple, we have set, we have dictionary. Or what could be used as an iterable is actually can actually be used with the for loop. Okay, this part is the for loop. And let me comment just this print so that we don't have the print many times. Okay, let's start with the for loop for with a list. So let's create a list. I have my students. They are Donald, Angel, and Peter. Okay, so let's print all those students with the for loop. So for, we just say for in x in with the keyword in students. So point we want to print dot x. Okay, let's run this code. As you can see, you have Donald, Angel, and Peter. That's how you can use a for loop with a list. It is also the same with a tuple. Let's say you want a for loop for with tuple. Okay, so let's put a tuple here. That's now a tuple. We just change the square brackets with normal brackets. So let's run it. As you can see, we still have it. Let's first print here. Print. Now with tuples. Okay. Now with tuples. Let's run it. Okay. As you can see, we have it now with tuples. Let's see another way to use a for loop with a range. A range actually helps you to have actually a list of ordered numbers. Okay, let's say for with range. Okay, so I will print here for x in range 2 to 10. So it will give us number between 2 and 10. If you can put your mouse here, you will see the definition. Okay, range. As you can see, return an object produces a sequence of integers from start inclusive to stop exclusive. That means we take the start and leave the stop. We have 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, but we not have 10. Okay, so let's print x. And let's first of all say here it is a print with range. Let's run it. As you can see, with range we have it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that's it. So let's see how we can use a for loop with a dictionary. For with dictionary. Okay, let's see that in the next video. Bye bye. So now let's see how to create a for loop with dictionary. First of all, clear the console. Okay, so now we want to print different value of a dictionary with a list. Let's first of all add a print here for with dictionary. Okay, and now let's create our first dictionary. Our student is equal to curly braces. Let's add the name Donald, the age 20. I'm not 20 years old, okay? And then the magical number, let's say 5. Okay. Now, if you want to print all the different elements of the list, let's first of all print keys and value. We have to say for x in student, our student. Let's print first of all x to see what it will give, to see what it gives us. Okay, now we can see for x in dictionary, those x are actually our keys. As you can see, we have the name, you have the age, and you have the marker. What if you want to print the value? So I will show it to you right now. Let's say you want to print also the value. I will leave a little space here, or let me put an arrow like that and say plus. Now I will say student square brackets and then just x, because that x is actually changing the for loop. Okay, let's run it. Okay, I have to cast it as a string because we don't always know the value. That's why you have that error. Let me run it again. Okay, as you can see, we have our for dictionary, we have the name, then we have the key and the value. Okay, that's how you can get the value by asking student of x. We can use it with the second way, the formatted way. We can print it with the formatted way with curly braces, but it doesn't matter so much. Okay, now I want to show you another way to use the keys and the values. Let's say we could use this like this for x, or yes, for x and x value in student. And now in our dictionary student, we want to take the different items of our list. Let's say now students items. Okay, that's how you can directly take the key and the value. Okay, find items. So let's say now print. I will use the second way, the formatted way to print it. So curly braces, then an arrow like that, and then another curly brackets. Then I say format. The first one is our x, and the second one is our x value. Let's try to run it. As you can see, both of them are still working. So actually, our student items gives us a list of tuples. Okay, just give us a tuple, and that tuple we can still use it like that. We first take the key and then we take the value. Let's try to print a little bit the value. Print student dot items. Okay, let's try to print it to see what it gives us. As you can see, we have our tuple, our list of tuple. The first element is the key, the second element is the value. That's why when we say first of all we want the key and then the value, it gives that key name and the value Donald. The second one gives the key age and the value 20. The third one it gives the key marker number and the value 5. That's how it works. Okay, that's how you can use it. Again, you can use it this way or this way. Both of them are working. Let me comment this one. If you only want to take the key, you can use for x in student, or you can use for x in student dot keys. There's another way to take the key, but it's still working. So let's print just the key. Okay, as you can see here, we just have the key here. And if you also want to print only the values and just take the values without using the key, you can use for value in student dot values. So the values also give us only the value that we need. So let's print those values. Then let's try to run it. As you can see here, we only have the values. So you can take it from different ways. You have the normal ways, is in student, then we can access the student, the value of the student, then we can use the student dot items or the students dot keys, the student dot values. The most important is that we have the values at the end. So you can use the way you want with dictionaries. I wanted to show you the 4 ways to use them, and you choose what you really like, depending also on the situation and also on the problem that you have to before fixing it. So you choose it depending always of the situation, depending on the situation. Okay, so nice. Now we are done with loops. Let's see the next video. Bye bye. So now I want to introduce you to keywords that we can use in loops to stop them or continue or pass something. Okay, so let me show you those two keywords. They are actually break and continue. As you can already know, break helps us to break a list, and continue helps us to skip a part of the list depending on the condition. Let's create a new file, break and break continue. Okay, dot py. Okay, so let's see the break in action. Let's see here, break in action. Okay, now we want to create our while loop. Let's take the while loop, just while loop. While loop, we can continue. Okay, we had here our e was equal to 1 and while e is less than or equal to 20, then we have to print hello e times and then we make e plus plus. Okay, as you can see, we had here our hello 10, 11, 12, 20. Let's say now you want to break it when e is less than 20 or when e is equal to 10. So if e is equal to 10, then we want to break the condition. Break. Okay, so if e is equal to 10, we just want to break the condition so that it could stop there. Okay, we want to break our loop. Let's run it. As you can see, it now stops at 9. If you want to print 10 before breaking it, you can either write here if e is equal to 11, or we can just come here 10 and we write that break at the end, right down here. Right down here at the end, you hide the break. Okay, you hide that break after the if the e plus plus after the incrementation. Okay, that's one keyword, the break keyword. So let's now see the continue keyword in action. Continue in action. Let me print here first of all break in action. And then let's now print. Let's first of all copy all this part of the code and then paste it here. And now here we want to print continue in action. So now we still have our loop, and now when e is equal to 10, we just want to continue, and continue actually means we want to skip all the block of code behind the continue, so all the code that is under this continue will not be executed, and we pass to the next part. Okay, and actually we can not use this continue with this incrementation under, otherwise it will never stop our loop, because if we keep saying continue, it will keep being 10 and it will still continue, and our loop will end there. So we have to arrange it a little bit so that it can works without problem. So let's cut this part here. Let's first of all do the incrementation at this level, and let's start with 0. And now I think it's good. So only when e is equal to 10, we will not print this part hello 10 times. So hello 10 times should not actually appear. Let's try to run it. As you can see, here we have our break in action. It stops at 9 because we said here if e is equal to 10, just break it. And now let's see the continue in action. As you can see, it stopped at 21 because we have a little bit changed the code. But check here. As you can see, after 9, we just have 11 and we don't have 10. That's the main difference between both of them. After the 9, we have the 10 and we have the 11. That means we skipped the 10. And if you wanted to have 20 here, because you have a little bit changed the code, let's just say here 19. And let's run it again. Now we are clear how it works. If you try to put this implementation under, you will keep continuing without stopping. Really important to know how to use those two keywords. Okay, I hope you like it. Bye bye. So I hope you really like this tutorial. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you like to dive deep or just to support the channel, just check our complete Python Create tutorial course. And don't forget to keep on coding. Bye bye.